Hello, my friends, and welcome to another session with the older man. Today I want to talk about something a little bit more personal, a little bit close to home. For those of you that have been following me, you should know that I have two daughters who are now teenagers. One's about to hit 18 and one's about to hit 16. Now here's the challenge that I have. My eldest is going to become an adult, and it is a nerve-wracking situation because at that point, once that number hits, she's pretty much out of my control, so to speak. Now, she's still under my roof, meaning, I still have to provide for her until she finds a husband, until she leaves the home. That is my duty. That's my obligation for both me and my wife. It also wakes me up to this one simple point. Is she ready to be an adult? We always have these serious discussions. I've seen many of them about how young is too young before a woman gets married and she should go out and have her fun first and all of this crap. But one discussion that I have never heard is simply this. Is she prepared to be a wife? And listen, the whole modern feminist bullshit about go out and get the bag girl and you go out and have your fun. We're now seeing women coming back and saying that shit is a mistake. And if you want to see proof of that, just so that I can bring it back to you guys' consciousness, here is Sadia Khan expressing it beautifully.
Think it was a mistake. I lived quite a feminist lifestyle for quite some time.
What do you mean you lived a feminist lifestyle?
Independent financially and all of those things. And I kind of pursued my career for a really long time. I pursued my academics for a really long time. I really appreciate all of that. I think as you get older, you realize how unfulfilling all of those things are. And when you're sold that dream for a really long time, you're so convinced that that can't wait. And you're so convinced that marriage, kids, and becoming all those things that are more traditional can wait. When really biologically it's the other way around. So for me, I would say it's been a mistake.
Yes. And you're now hearing a lot more women coming out and saying, yeah, I ignored my early years of not settling down with a man at my peak beauty, and I waited until too long. We've seen this all over the world. And this is one of the primary reasons for the massive decline in birth rates, because women have put it off until too long. And now they're lonely. They might or they might not be successful in their career or job, because women don't have careers as much as they have jobs. The 20% of women, if that high, who have careers are a small, minute percentage compared to massive 80 to 90% who have job, meaning they work for someone else. And like I said in my video yesterday, a lot of these people who are now currently homeless on the street because they lost their job is a major problem. So this brings me back to this one simple point. How do I now train my girls to be good wives in order to be accepted and to be admired, to be scooped up in their prime? Because one thing I've been telling them from day one is better for you to get married when you're young. So they are both very conscious that they're going to get married younger rather than older. But are they prepared to be wives? That's what I want to talk about. What is it that you can do today to prepare a girl to become a woman and to become a worthwhile wife? So my friends, please subscribe, join our membership system, book a chat with me if you need some advice from a critically thinking, intelligent, older person who have seen a lot through life. All right, so let's get into it. So I'll start it off with this. My dilemma is simply this. I'm a very independent man, meaning I live in a house with all women, right? My wife, two girls. My nanny is now no longer with us, but I've always lived in a house with women. But one thing I've never been a lazy guy. I pick up after myself. I spread my bed every morning. I clean the house. I clean outside. I clean my car. I make sure that I keep my closet in tip-top shape. I'm extremely disciplined. I cook my breakfast. My wife cooks dinner. We only have 2 meals a day. Point is that I pretty much do everything for myself. So I say this because part of training a daughter to be a good woman is to actually serve her father. And my girls are horrible at it. They're horrible at it because they don't witness their mother serving me, picking up after me, cleaning after me. They don't see a lot of that. Sure, my wife washes my clothes, but she washes the clothes for everybody, right? Now, the point is, how do you then teach a girl these things if she's not doing them in the house early? So I've started to teach them how to iron. I show them how to iron clothes. I show them how to clean the kitchen. And occasionally I will tell them or ask them to, I will tell them to go and make me coffee, to go and do something that serves me. And of course, with that sort of reservation, really? Do I have to do that? Really? And I have to explain to them, listen, I'm training you. I'm training you to help, to show you how to serve someone. Okay. Then they'll go off. Okay, how do I turn on the machine? How do I do this? And I got to get up and I'll show them how to do it. But the next time I ask them to do it, they know how to do it. So all I'm trying to get across to you is, if part of being a wife is to serve your husband, then they have to learn those skills, because most young girls don't know those skills. If I go in their bedroom and it's in an upheaval, hey, I'm going to get pissed off. So they keep their bedrooms in tip-top shape. Not all the time. Don't get me wrong. These are not freaking military girls. I'm saying to you, 90% of the time, the bedroom is in good order. They still have a problem with getting those dishes from the bedroom down to the kitchen like every other teenager, but they're working on it. So gentlemen, especially men who have daughters, I'd love to hear from you. How do you then train your daughter to become good wives? How do you express to them femininity in a world where they're constantly bombarded with, you got to be the boss bee? How do you do it?
I had an older lady tell me, a real man is not going to be ruled by a woman. Don't go down the path of expressing criticism, disapproval, and an ultimate lack of acceptance for your husband because it may cause rebellion. She's telling the truth. A real man is not going to allow himself to be a pushover to the woman he has chosen. Men with their sense of manhood and integrity and dignity intact have this innate desire and need to not be subdued and walked over. A real man is not going to be ruled by his wife. It insults his sense of manhood. Women who have succeeded in breaking their husbands such that their husbands allow their wives to rule over them, those are ultimately men who they find themselves no longer attracted to.
And I can tell you, whichever man my daughter decides to go out with, I'm going to teach that man that he should never make my daughter dominate him. He will have that father-in-law in his corner, teaching him how to be a proper man so that she will never leave him. But I say that with reservation. I'm going to teach my daughter also understand that she has to be strong on her own, but still need that man to build together, just like their mother. I want my daughter to be educated. I want her to have a great job. And in turn, I want her to find a man who is still ready to strive. Doesn't mean that he has to be better than her. But of course, I know that she's going to be looking for that man who's better than her. I'm not going to fight nature. Women are hypergamous. But that man also have to understand that he has to maintain his position as a man. And if my daughters become too boisterous and too masculine, put his foot down and make sure she stays in her femininity.
Women post these pictures like she's a bad bee, but she has a good heart. Women do not post things about their character. They're just trying to look as sexy as possible. And they don't understand you're getting sexual attention, but you're not getting relationship intention. These men they don't care about you because your character doesn't speak. They only see your body parts. Why does a man even have to tell you to change your Instagram? Your Instagram, you should be presenting as a wife. A lot of men will, God, where is my husband? Girl, he's out there, but you look like a hoe.
I'm going to warn that man. I'm going to teach that son-in-law, that potential boyfriend, he has to maintain his position. Otherwise, he will lose her. So let's look at what other features makes a woman great for a marriage. Because she has to learn to cook. She has to learn how to clean. But she has to learn how to serve. Because it is reciprocal. What is it that she's looking for a man to do? Serve her and the family. She cannot be a taker, taking every time he serves and not giving him anything back. If she do not feed that man back, then it's inevitable. There will be a problem in the relationship. This is what women don't understand. Every single video I see, all I hear is women taking what he gonna do for me. None of these videos talks about what I'm gonna do for a man, except, oh, I got some good coochie. Every one of you got coochie. And it's the same thing. Just it's a little bit bigger on some, smells a little bit different, some is a little bit wetter, and that's it. What comes with that coochie is important. That makes the big difference.
Well, women don't realize the reality. Like women have a really hard time seeing reality. The reality is the way society has always worked is men go out every day. They sacrifice spending time with their children. They sacrifice living a peaceful, relaxing life so that they can go out and provide for their family, so their wife can stay home and relax. Women, they're resenting men for wanting to provide for the family. It's truly unbelievable. And women are trying to compete with men, and it's so unnecessary.
This is the reality of the world that we live in. And it's only when it's too late, when a woman has given up a good man who was prepared to do it all for her, and realized that, holy shit, I gave up a good man who was willing to do it for me, and I went out and I cheated on him, or I ignored the good man that was prepared to do that for me, and I went with Pookie Ray Ray, who just gave me freaking toxic problems. It's insane. It's insane how women think and how they have been programmed, and they don't realize this is how they've been programmed. We come to this place where we're now realizing, okay, what is it that makes a good woman in today's modern society? This is the big question. What is it that makes a woman feminine but can also work in today's modern society? And I'm going to say this very carefully for you gentlemen to understand. You have to take some of the traditional views of a woman who is looking out for her family first, traditional, and a woman who also has her independence. Those two things must be present in today's modern woman. Let me try to explain what I mean by these two things, because I have to be very careful how I explain these two things for you. A traditional woman takes into account family first. Regardless of what's happening, she's going to look at the family. Let me keep my family intact, okay? And ladies, you got to stop thinking the worst of the man that you decided to marry, because all men don't become crazy violent after he got married. This is the first thing the feminists will push in your face. Oh, he just became I'm not going to stay with no man who's hitting me or being violent or he's mentally abusive. You are the most mentally abusive of the two. And physical abuse, all you need to do is pick up the phone and a police officer will be right there to take care of you. So please stop it. Point is that you need to uphold traditional views of family first. Just short of him beating you physically, hang in there, because you can handle everything else mentally. You can always mentally manipulate a man much more than he can do with you. On the other hand, independence. And it blows my mind how women don't understand this simple point. Ladies, you can walk and chew gum at the same time. Let me explain what I mean. You have this impression that you either have to go to school and focus on your career and give up getting married, because apart from marriage, you now have to take care of the man. Have you ever thought about the fact that you don't have to take care of a man? The man is actually helping take care of you. Why do you think you need to take care of a man?
There's women out there that will walk away from a good man talking about, oh, he wanted to go half on rent. First of all, you are responsible for 100% of your life as an adult. 100% of your problems, 100% of your bills, 100% of your stress. And you mean to tell me you had a man right there like, I'll take half of that from you. And you was like, that ain't good enough. Right. I want you to take it all. I don't want to have no responsibility as an adult. And that is financial abuse. And that is feminine manipulation and abuse. So then, fellas, you need to walk away.
Before you met this man, was he cooking and cleaning for himself when he was in his own? Did he not have to do all the things that he needed to do to survive on his own? What make you think that just because you're married, that now he cannot do it on his own if he needs to do it? While you go back to school, while you do your online courses. Because this is what I did with my wife. We were married for 15 years. And she decided I need to go and do a master's because in order for me to push further in this job, I want a master's. I said, okay, cool. I'll pay for it. No problem. She didn't need me to pay for it, but I just thought it was a nice gift. Point is, she applied, got into the master's program, and she freaking worked her ass off. I made sure that all the problems of the house was taken care of on the other side. She went to work and did her master's. It took her just under 2 years, and she graduated with distinctions. Yeah, because she had a partner that took care of the rest. If she was on her own and she had to do it all on her own as a single mother or as someone who was on her own, it would have been harder. There were just days where she just couldn't function. I made sure she had some food, made sure that she was good. Baby, can you make me a coffee? Okay, no problem, babes. Run down there, got the coffee. She kept focused on the books. Everything was done. For some reason, women think that they have to give up one thing in order to achieve the next. It's an insane way of looking at life. Here's this woman who has 2 kids, a husband, a nanny, because she has a husband that could help provide for a nanny, and a job and she basically achieved it because she had help. But for some reason, you all think that this is something you got to do separately and on your own. This blows my mind. It's the same thing with career and getting married. Oh, I need to focus on my career so I can't focus on a man. Why? Married people freaking get jobs and hold on to jobs day in, day out. What is wrong with having a man and focusing on a career? Don't get it. So what? You got to stay late tonight? Okay, you got to stay late. That has nothing to do with the relationship. I tell me where I am going wrong, because you women are either picking men who don't want you to succeed, so they don't want you to go to school, or they don't want you to freaking excel at work, so they hold you back. What freaking kind of men are you picking? That's on you. I'm sorry, that's on you. If you picking good, supportive men and not narcissistic, ain't that word, or self-centered men who thinks the world revolves around them, then you should have no problem at all, because a good, solid man will support you in everything you do. And that's what I'm looking out for my child. So what are the traits?
As a woman, can I say it again? I don't care. Go online and say any rubbish. If your financial life as a woman, the totality of your financial life is dependent on your husband, you are a colossal failure. Abuse me, I don't care. If without your husband you cannot buy tomatoes, you cannot buy bra, you cannot give offering, you are a colossal disgrace. As a woman,
I hope you understood that accent. But she's right. If you cannot function without your husband, where you're making your own income, you are a failure as a woman. But not even as a woman, as an adult. As an adult human being, you are a failure. So you never look to completely rely on your husband. I would never teach my daughter that. She has to have some sense of independence to at least take care of herself in the event something goes wrong. In other words, I need to train her to be a functioning adult. If I don't do that, I have failed as a father. She has to have enough discipline to take whatever money she makes to make sure that she can provide for the basic. Shelter, food, little transportation, even if it's a bus. She got to be able to take care of herself in that respect. If shit hit the fan, she can rent a small apartment, she can buy food, and she can take the bus if she can't afford a car. She must be able to function like any adult person without a man, but knowing full well that she is excelling when she's with a man and supporting a man who she deems as a worthy man who's building for his family, not for himself, for his and his family. That includes her. And in turn, she's supporting him 100%. Those are the qualities, my friends, you need to teach your daughters.
Challenging, man. That is a fallacy. A good woman inspires a man. We don't want to be challenged. The world is already challenging us, and we want to come home and be challenged again. There is no place we can extract peace and power from. If you got the mindset where you think that's a good woman, you think you've been a good woman, but I'm challenging him. A good woman will inspire him, not challenge him. Cooperate with his plan. If he got a plan and you think, I don't know if this is going to work, use your divine femininity to figure out how to make it work, not go against it.
The brother hit the nail on the head. So I make sure I teach my daughters to inspire a man, encourage, freaking pour beauty and femininity into him so that he feels like, wow, I need to take care of this woman. She is the mother of my kids. This is the future that I want with this person. I will die for this woman. That is what true femininity is. That's what every man should feel like. But women are not inspiring men like that in today's day and age, because men are not willing to die for women anymore. Because men don't die for masculinity. They die for femininity. They die to protect a woman who's feminine, not a woman who's masculine. Oh, you're masculine? Yeah, you can take care of that. Take care of that. That's the reality of the world we live in right now. So I'm trying to teach my daughters to be more feminine. That is where I'm going. Because ultimately, I don't want her to end up like this.
If you ask women what they rank themselves, 9 times out of 10, they're going to say they're a 10. They think that they are the best option for every man that they've ever been with. Women are delusional. Because you have a kitty cat does not make you the prize. Not because you are offering something that a lot of other women have means that you are the best in the relationship. And that's another thing. A lot of women think that just because they have that it's the best out there. That's just the lie you're telling yourself. And if we asked, sometimes they would say nothing special. And then there's more women coming up. No, you are the prize. No, you are the prize. No, you are the prize. How come it's only women telling you that? If that was so true, wouldn't we hear a way more men saying that too? They're not saying that. Because again, women are delusional. They're going to think they're the baddest. They're the best. They box the best. You know, everything about them is the best. They attend on all charts because they think looks is enough. They think the box is enough. And it's not. It's part of the game.
Yeah, that's today's modern woman. I do not want my daughters to think like this. They got to feel that they're bringing more to a man. But not only feel it, demonstrate it. And she has to demonstrate that before she's married. The man has to see the potential before he freaking get that woman the ring. Oh, I ain't doing wife duties before I'm a wife. What do you think relationships are? What do you think dating is? That is a demonstration that you have more than your kitty cat to offer him. That's all.
So when you get to 40 and 50 and 60 and you're my age, I'll be 49 next month, you're not asking questions like, where did it go wrong? I'm telling you where it's going to go wrong, because the man that you want is not going to negotiate with you. So that's why you have to choose wisely. And that's why I say, ladies, do not waste your time, because you don't have time to waste. What Kevin said when asking these women, what did your mother teach you to do for a man? He said, it's to learn how to work with and for a man. So I am a woman of faith. I don't really talk about it, but even if you don't believe in the scripture, pick any book, pick any story, pick any religion. The man comes before the woman, and the woman is a helpmate. She is a support system. She makes life easier for him. She makes life more comfortable for him. She helps him achieve his goals.
It's about his goals. You cannot have a boat that is being piloted by 2 captains. Equal partnership. That's another fallacy that women have to get rid of. It does not work. My friends, all I'm saying is that we have to learn to teach today's modern women what value they bring to this relationship issue, rather than beyond just having a small hole in between their legs. That's it. I would love to hear your guys' feedback. I am hoping that I can teach the young women that this is a serious message that you all have to listen to. Please share this video. Please feel free to share this video with other parents, other parents who have girls, and other young girls coming up, because they have to hear this message. Otherwise, it's going to be too late. Because, like this lady said, when you get in your 40s and 50s, you have no more negotiating power with the men you want. Those men don't negotiate. Their program, you get on it, or not going to happen. So you'll end up lonely. Okay, my friends, thank you so much for staying to the end. By all means, book a session with me. And of course, go over to school@askanolderman.com and join the membership system. Ladies, just so that you understand, I'm going to now open up free membership to all ladies. Gentlemen got to pay a small fee, but the ladies are free. I want to encourage more women in there. Okay? So ladies, get in there. There's a lot of good men on there, man. A lot of good men on the site, and we're having some great conversations. So my friends, until next time, remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.